Hey guys, Road Warrior back here again. Recently, I just pedestaled again here. Almost could have took first. One guy ended up passing me, but I put up an astounding score again. Actually beat my personal best with this time. I put up 325 points. Had 5 unique flounder in this thing. Again, keynotes in this. Make sure that you're around that 315 to 320 range. I am using the big ollie with 20-pound fluoro line with a 19-pound mono leader over the top. Trim down 27 inches. Duck muscle, number 2. Kind of a keynote here is kind of what you kind of got to do on your own is know when to rotate from spot to spot. And one keynote also that I will mention to you a few weeks back, or maybe even a month back, Big Legit from Steam had mentioned here on the channel that some of the European lakes, he was talking about the unique asp at Tiber River, and he basically said about every 6 squares you can just get a new unique. So I thought maybe it'd be the same here for the flounder, and sure enough, I'm doing this live stream. I ended up running out of spots, I thought, so I basically what I do is I just go from spot to spot. What I mean by squares or tiles, when you pull your tablet up, it'll actually, kind of grid it out in squares or tiles. So basically you just want to count, 6 or 7 over to kind of see where you're at here. Again, there's the setup if you needed to look at it. That's just a deluxe or golden version of the Big Ollie, the medium-sized one. And again, here in this situation, I walk down into another spot that I have. Again, kind of looking at those squares, you just basically even space those out. So once you've caught your first unique, just go 6 or 7 tiles or squares over the individual little squares. So like that gap right there, I know if I catch one here, I'm basically, because I've got a good run going, I knew I was going to have a possible to get 4 or 5 uniques just because I know I'm getting good RNG in this right now. Again, that 315 to 320 range out. Again, I go right over here, first cast. Sure enough, another unique. So that's got me a good score going. Now again, just counting these squares out. So I just count the squares out. I just mark a spot on the bank there so I can go walk towards it, knowing I'm a certain distance around. And why that's important is that way you're enough distance away so the uniques don't overlap. So in other words, it's just gridded out. Unfortunately, I'd put my mark in the weeds and I had trouble finding my stand mark that I just marked. And again, I don't even have a mark to cast towards, but I just know the range on this is going to be that 315 to 320. That should really help you. Now, you're going to have slow peaks. You're going to have bad luck in the game in general and sometimes. But when you know you got a good run going like this, that's why I'm going to such detail. Don't let it go to waste. If you're getting good RNG like this, just kind of have a plan. Also, a keynote. See, and I've never even casted towards this spot. Sure enough, first cast out, another unique flounder. That's 35 points there. And again, kind of coming up here, I pull up the map. Here's a marker if you absolutely need it. But just again, more importantly, you just kind of need to know the spacing of those tiles that I'm talking about there. So, you want to be a decent distance away from one to the next. But I've erased that mark. But again, just kind of going through here. Again, keynote, half-hour respawn on these uniques. So this is the first spot I come back. So I'm coming here. I'm kind of running down towards the end with a little bit of time to go here. And sure enough, I get my respawn unique again here with about 2 minutes left. So just kind of keep a mental note on that. Whether you start at the top or the bottom, just, again, to drill this into your guys' head, just make sure that you're spacing yourself out. You should be able to eventually get a good run in this. And it would be, again, I always want to see somebody else up on these pedestals. There's actually a team in this that usually ends up winning this a lot. So hopefully you guys can go in there and give them some good competition. I hope this helps you guys.